If you're dark skinned, watch this. You're a gorilla, you're a monkey, you're ugly. Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel. I am back with a different type of video today, guys, and this video is quite close and quite dear to my heart because it's one of my personal stories that I want to share with you guys. And you know what the funny thing is, I have my own phone that I write all my my notes that I have written all my video ideas, and this video idea has been pending for a minute, and you know what, I thought this would be a perfect day to do it today. If you're a dark-skinned woman like me, chocolate, melanin, blessed, highly favored, then watch this video, because I hope that this video will leave you encouraged, uplifted, strengthened, and just building your confidence. I hope that, honestly, because even as I'm doing my YouTube videos like beauty, fashion, lifestyle, all those stuff, you know, they're quite important to me. And obviously those are aspects of me as well. But above all things, guys, I'm also a quite conversational person, and I'm also quite like, I want my channel not to just be surface level. I don't want my channel just to scratch the surface of who I am. Do you know what I mean? I want you guys to get to the root, like, you know, I want you guys to know the real me, like, you know. And I want this channel to be a channel of like discussions, conversations, and a place where we can just talk and just be honest and transparent and vulnerable, because that's important to me. That's another aspect to me that's really important, because as I've already told you guys, I'm a really passionate person. Like I'm super passionate when it comes to stuff like this, and I just pray and hope that this video will leave you encouraged and uplifted, because at the end of the day, that's the purpose. I want to get to issues, like, you know, real life issues, you know, because that's just surface level. That's, again, that's tuna, but surface level tuna. Now you guys are gonna get the real tuna, like, you know, the deep one, the deep one, the deep one. I want to be honest and I want to be transparent, period. This is my dark skin story. If you're dark skinned, watch this, because I hope this will help you. It's funny because now, like, I love my skin and stuff, but the truth is, guys, I used to be so insecure about my skin, guys. Like, it's not even a joke. Like, I used to be so insecure about this skin, this melanin, this color that God has given me. And it's funny because even with that insecurity, it's funny because it started in the household, you know, especially growing up in an African household. And it shouldn't be like this, but this is just the reality of it, guys. I find it a lot, especially in the Sudanese community. Lord have mercy on us, especially on our kids, Lord. Like, have mercy, honestly, because, like, I feel like especially in the Sudanese community, guys, like, there's this obsession of wanting to be light. There's this obsession of having a lighter complexion. And it's funny because I feel like in my community they tend to praise people that have a light, like that have a lighter complexion, like to the point that, guys, even like people bleed. You know what I mean? Like, it's that bad. But anyway, today's video is mainly about my dark skin story. I guess how this insecurity began. Like, how did it begin? Because, guys, to everything there's a beginning. In the beginning, guys, there's a beginning to every insecurity. There is a root. You honestly, sincerely look deep down and actually be honest with yourself. There's always a beginning of it. And for me, from what I can remember, honestly, is that I remember this started off in Pamonjang in Africa. It wasn't as bad as much in Africa, because I feel like in Africa they don't have this whole dark skin, light skin. Like, I feel like in Africa, like, most of us, we're all black. Like, there's not this colorism that is so bad. Honestly, it's disgusting. But I remember even in my household in Pamonjang, in the village, it started there, because I remember we used to have these two dogs at our house. One was just a normal dog, and then another one was like a female dog, and her name was basically Nacho. Yeah, Nacho Jung. Let me just give you a translation. Meaning, the black dog. I remember growing up, that was my name, y'all. Guys, damn, I've been through it. I've been so through it. No, I'm kidding. But I literally grew up hearing that my name is Nacho. Like, you know. And I remember even as a kid, I used to hear that. I'm just like, I don't know, I just like, okay, what am I supposed to do with it? Like, so what am I supposed to do with it? Like this is the skin God put me in, so what am I supposed to do? You gonna go up to her and ask God to go change her skin because she's dark skin? You gonna be doing that? Did you make me? Did you create me? No. Then quote it up. Period. And as a kid, and I remember even when we came here in Australia, obviously I have siblings, and I remember even when we used to get in a fight and some people want to be bitter, they just use that name against me. You know, guys, funny thing in the house, it's not funny, but in the household, I'm the darker one. Like, I'm the one that has the more deeper complexion, right? So I tend to be the one that got picked on regarding that a lot. I remember, like, it's funny because even hearing that as a kid, it's so bad because I started growing up thinking that my skin was disgusting and I was ugly. Like, I honestly hated my skin so bad. I remember to the point that one day I used to just go to the bathroom and I just like look at myself in the mirror and I just like, Lord, like, why did you put me in this skin? If you just make me a little bit lighter or even light, then I don't have to go through this. I remember, like, I'll just go to the bathroom, just scrub myself like doop 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 doop, like with this thing called there was this thing called like I think it's in every African household. It's like, it's a rock but more for like exfoliating, and it's quite harsh, but you're actually meant to use it for like your feet, like you for your dead skin at the bottom of your feet, to like rub it so that it can like remove those dead skin. But tell me why Tunna will be using it in the shower, like poof poof, like poof poof, thinking that I'm gonna be like light or something. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing. But guys, I actually did do this. Like, I remember I would take so long in the shower, literally doing that. My mom would be like, get out of the mom, in the mom, and I'll just be like, you don't know what I'm facing, I don't know what I'm going through right now. And I remember every time I have a shower, I'll do the most. And I remember, like, even like in school, like, get called, you're a gorilla, you're a monkey, you're ugly. You get called so many different names. Like, it's God. And guys, I actually believe that lie, guys. That's why I'm just like, God, just watch what you say to your kids, yo. Like, be careful what you speak to a child's life, because whatever you're speaking in that life, whether good or whether positive or negative, is a seed. And once that seed produces, guys, the fruit will come out of it. And that fruit is, whether it's a bad fruit, well, you know what you've been planting. So when your kid starts acting like that, don't be shocked. Don't be surprised, because that's all you've been planting. Now be ready for the harvest. Be ready for the harvest. That's why it's so important, guys. And I can't even stress this enough, because I've seen this even in my own community. I've seen it in my household. I've seen it in, like, within my, you know, within the people close to me. I've seen it. You know, someone could have twins and one is light and one's dark, and they praise the one with the lighter skin, or they just keep on mentioning like the color. And I'm like, is it that deep for you to keep on mentioning that this kid is lighter than this? Like, is it that deep for you? Like, come on, like be careful, be like, just be watchful around kids. Kids pick up. You might think they're not listening, but they're picking up everything you say. And if they pick up, guys, I'm telling you, they will produce it. So that's something. Please be careful what you speak in. Just be careful when you're around kids. Stop using colorism. Like, don't do that. Oh my god, that's another pet peeve. I can't stand that. I can't. Lord, I actually can't. I hate when people do that especially around kids. Like, oh my god, like, oh look, this kid is so much lighter. Oh my god, this kid is so much. Oh my god, this kid's a bit darker. Like, why are you saying that? Like, what do you get? You being black yourself, you're a black person. You being African yourself, you're African. You're dark skin. And now you're saying that. Like, why? Why? To a little innocent kid, so pure and innocent. So for me, I remember just growing up, guys, and I became so insecure. Like, it's so bad to the point that, like, guys, every time I just look at myself, I'm just like, yo, like, what the heck? Like, I hated how I look. I hated everything about my skin, how I look. Everything was just disgusting, like, to me. Like, it just took over me. Like, it took over me completely, to the point that one day I actually bleached my skin, guys. I actually tried it as a kid. Can you imagine? And guys, that's another story within itself, because I need to share that. That's another story within itself. But that's what I'm saying, guys. Insecurities, insecurities, insecurities. Like, yo, guys, that's why I always say be careful who you lend your ears to, because if you lend your ears to the wrong voice, I'm telling you guys, that voice will rule you and like school you and play you and just try to take over you. And it's crazy because it started with a voice. Sometimes you don't even know you're insecure about something until someone keeps on pointing out to you. Before you loved it, before there was nothing, there was no problem, but someone keeps on pointing out to you saying you're dark, you're dark, you're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly. Imagine hearing that consistently. Guess what? Whatever you keep on giving your ears to will grow. That's just truth. Whatever you keep on feeding will grow. Whether it's an insecurity, it will grow. And that's what happened to me. I kept giving ears to that and it kept on growing and growing. To the point that one time, I remember, this is when I was like 15, 14. So this one, I started going to church and I gave my life to God. And God, this is why I thank God for Jesus. This is why I thank my Heavenly Father in heaven, because I felt like if it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't even be here right now. I remember one day I went to church and guys, I was still struggling with that. I was listening to obviously the preacher, and when that preacher was speaking, it was like everything that I was battling. I was like, Lord, how did you know? Like, how did you know I was struggling with this? And I remember like she was just preaching and preaching, telling us basically like when God created you, like He created you with a purpose and He created you with no mistake. Like He knew what He was making, that you are the apple of His eye. I'm just like so Baba, the apple of your eyes, and here I am thinking like this, you know, word of affirmation telling you you're beautiful. I made you, I created you for my glory, like not for anyone's glory. I remember just hearing that sermon, God telling you that you're beautiful, and I've never heard that as a kid. All I heard was like you're natural young and you're dark skin. But I remember once I sat down and I started giving ears to God's word and what the preacher was saying, I was like, God, this is exactly what I needed to hear. Like someone actually spoke something positive once in my life. After I heard that, that insecurity voice started diminishing and diminishing little by little. Days where like that voice will go, and then there's times where it will come back again. And I remember like I used to just pray like, God, give me your eyes, like give me the eyes that you see me, not the eyes that I see me. Because the way God sees us is not the way we see us. And sometimes the way we see us is based on what people say. And the truth is, not everything that people say is true. Like the enemy will use people to speak negative words in someone's life to make them question who they are. Well, that's how Satan works, you know. And if you're not be careful, you believe what people say more than what God says. And that's where I was at that point. But I remember I used to be like, God, please, like, help me to see beauty. Even if I don't see beauty, like, help me to see it. Because if I see the way you see, guess what, Lord? I won't question myself. I won't question my identity. I won't question this skin that you put me in. And that's what I realized, you know, even with God and stuff like that, like Him helping me through that, like I honestly, I can't take glory. That's one area in my life that I honestly can't take glory. Something I just want to thank God for, because I'm like, Lord, I would have not done it without your truth. Because for such a long time, I've been walking with a lie. I've been walking deceiving myself. That's what I realized God was dealing with me in that at that time, that I was actually, it was deception. And at the end of the day, even with God, stuff like that, like He wants you to be honest. Like, I remember I was like, God, like this is an insecurity of mine. Like I'm actually insecure about this. And that's what I realized, guys. Like even with God, sometimes God can't help you if you're not honest. Like you can't be helped if you're not honest to yourself. And that's the most important thing. Like honesty will bring so much healing, because at the end of the day is, if you're deceiving yourself, how the hell God gonna help you? Like how? Because at the end of the day is, you can't be given like medicine if you don't want it. Do you know what I mean? Until I believe forced in. It's the same with God too. Like I realized even in that period, in that time of my life, I had to be crucially, like I had to sit down with Tunna and Tunna speak to that insecurity. You, but who sent you? And where did you come? Because you're going back to the center. You're not going to torment me anymore. Okay? God wants you to be honest, because at the end of the day, God wants you to participate in your healing. And at the end of the day, guys, you can't get healed if you're not participating. Like think about it. Even like when you go to the doctors, right? Let's say you're in pain. Like the first thing they ask you, where is it? Where's the pain at? And guess what? You have to be like, it's here, or it's here. You know, you have to participate for them to detect what is going on with you. That's the same thing with God too. Like, he's the doctor, but at the end of the day, the doctor can't help you if you're not being honest to where that place is hurting. And once there's truth, those lies will disappear and leave you alone, because it doesn't deserve to be in you at all. And what I realized the most was because since I was a kid, that's all I've been hearing. And God had to literally break that thinking. Oh, it's in your mind. Everything is in the mind, and God literally had to retangle those thoughts and took those thoughts out that I've heard. Has to literally take that out of my system for me to start thinking correctly, because all I've been hearing was that. And I realized, guys, even with insecurities and stuff like that, like, honestly guys, like, you can never conquer your insecurities if you're not honest. Like, you can't conquer something that you've never admit to. You can't conquer something you've never confront, because at the end of the day, even with insecurities come with a lot of self-deception. You believe the lie, and then now you actually walk as in that becomes your truth, because you start walking like it. You start walking ugly. You start walking like you're nothing. And that's not even the truth. I honestly, once I started being honest with myself and admitting to these issues that I have within me, then that's when literally God started helping me overcome it and stuff like that. Honestly, even doing this video, I just hope it's helpful and it just empowers and encourages people. That's what I want my channel to be about, you know, because it's so easy to, like, you know, do the whole makeup, do the whole beauty, fashion, very easy. But coming to the deep issues of life, no one wants to do that. But for me, I want to talk about those things, because for me, I just think that gives more life to people, you know what I mean? That's just my dark skin experience. The scary thing about with the things of life, if you don't deal with those insecurities, you're gonna pass them on to your kids, because you've never faced them. You refuse to face them. You just keep on ignoring it and ignoring it, bring it like it's not there. When I have my babies, in God's will, I want my kids to be so confident in their skin. Like, I just want them to be so confident in their melanin skin, in their skin girls, your skin just like pearl. But for me, like, that's so important to me. Because anyway, guys, yeah, I just wanted to share this video because it's something very close and dear to my heart, and I just want this to be a blessing to people. Because at the end of the day, guys, being a dark skin is hard. It's hard in this street. You melanin girl that is watching right now, that maybe you've struggled with this, let me just tell you this real quick. Your melanin is a blessing, and don't let anyone ever make you feel small because of your skin, because guess what, that skin is a blessing. The skin God put you in is a blessing. It was never meant to be a curse, you know. People try to make it feel like it's a curse. Let me just let you know that it is a blessing, and God loves you. You are the apple of his eyes, period. But anyway, guys, this probably comes to the end of my video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you do like the content that I'm putting out, and also put on the notification bell. But this, guys, this is my dark skin story, and I hope this has inspired many of my chocolate girls out there. I'll end my video from here. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys, and thank you guys for watching.